They must have done this in '79, but somehow it's not been seen for 30 years. And I just saw it about 10 days ago myself. It's on the internet now. It's a segment with all 5 of those guys, with Bob Roop, Ronnie Garvin, Bob Orton Jr., Boris Malenko, and Ron Wright, the 5 guys that were part of my crew that wanted to try to take the territory. And after they couldn't take the territory, they did an interview in which they just basically said, here's the business. It's all bullshit, you know. I mean, I've never seen anything as bad as this thing. I watched it the other day. Everybody that's seen it, they want me to, my impression, what do you think? You know, well, I wasn't really surprised. I was surprised that they didn't really show it back in '79. I don't know how it got buried for all these years, but that's a pretty amazing piece of film there. And then they talk about, after they do the first one, on the fact that every match I've ever had, they knew who the winner was going to be, and there was all, you know, it's never had a real wrestling match in the history of wrestling. That's basically what they're saying. And they each one came out and said, I never had a real match. I never had a real match. And they all did the same thing. And then Rube comes on at the end and says, this isn't the end. He said, this is just the beginning. We're going to talk about the homosexuals in wrestling. We're going to talk about the blood, how you get the blood. We're going to talk about, I mean, I was like, God.
What was that aired on?
Huh?
Where did that air at the time?
It's right now. It's out there on. It's on YouTube. I'm sure it's on YouTube by now.
But did it get out initially? Was it ever released?
No,
okay, it wasn't released.
No, it wasn't ever released.
Yeah. Too bad
I'd never seen it.
2020 didn't have that for the good for wrestling, but yeah.
Yeah, and you got all 5 of those guys, one at a time, come on the camera and say the same thing. And you know, I was like, I couldn't believe it. I just was like amazed at how in the hell, man. And I couldn't figure out. They did everything in that wrestling war that was horrible. It's just ridiculous what they did. But I was really surprised when I saw this that they didn't do that when they had their last television show. When they were closing down, I'm surprised they didn't put that on there and just go ahead and kill it. Just kill it. What they basically did in that wrestling war is Knoxville was dead for 5 years. It took me 5 years to build it, and we started in a little dinky building with probably 1,000 people, and we end up wrestling in a coliseum with 9,000 or 10,000, and filling it up every week. Wrestling was tremendously hot there.